Hi. So yesterday we asked the question, are we asking the wrong question? And I take that from John chapter 9, where Jesus is being asked whether the man that was blind because he was in sin or his parents had sinned. What was happening was the disciples asked a why question, where Jesus is responding with what? And the importance about that is, well, if you go back to the old saying, and many of us probably heard as kids, why was a crooked letter and never was straight? Why questions always seem to elicit a speculative answer. Years ago, I had gone to pick up my granddaughter, and when I got to my daughter's house, she informed me that I was not taking my granddaughter. In fact, she was grounded for the rest of her life because she cut the screen out of her window with a pair of scissors or a knife, and she wasn't going. And so I went into my granddaughter's bedroom, and she was sitting on her bed and she was pouting and crying and complaining because she couldn't go anywhere. And I asked her, I said, well, what were you doing? What were you making? And she said, I was making firewood. And I laugh and I still chuckle at that because what she was doing in her mind and in her imagination wasn't going to be solved by why. And the point is that sometimes we don't ask the right questions in order to get the right answer. When things happen to us, what do we often respond with? Why did this happen? What we need to learn to do is ask the question, what am I to learn from this? Or is there something in this that I am to take away from and grow in? Instead of asking why, we need to learn to ask the question, what? What is this happening for? What's the reason behind it? What's it for in my life? I've said often that life happens not to us, but for us. But yet we take the position of being a victim and we become, well, the weight of the situation weighs heavy upon us. There's a way of lifting that weight off when we start to see it as a positive thing instead of a negative. My challenge again today is learning to ask the question that will bring us to the place of a real answer. And the problem with that is that we've not learned to do that. It's something we have to practice, where we have to learn and look in different ways at the same thing. It's sort of like taking the frame of a picture and taking the frame off and replacing it with a different frame. You'll see it differently. You'll understand it differently. And that's the challenge. So again, take the challenge today and start learning to ask other questions about the same problem you've been looking at. You may find you'll come up with a different solution and a different answer. Hey, until next time, God bless.